Are you ready for the best damn sports radio show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
You don't want to be every time, no. I would like to personally welcome you to Man Hour After Dark. Say that thing. While I bring you the host, Mike, Buck, and Cone. You know, coming to the sports talk than what you about to hear right here. I second that.
Go. You know that it's us when we talking about sports. Giving you facts on the field to the court. Tune in, we need the support. 1 hour too short, still listen some more. On all your stations, not dropping no music. Stripes like Adidas, but Nike just do it. Down 4 in the 4th, we go for the win. Michael 2 seconds, we taking it in. Buck, Mike, and Combs, you know what's going on. Man, now we're After Dark, no LA, we the big spark. No 4th and inches won't cut you short. Got the best talking, it's all sports. Buzzing more than buzzer beaters. We coming live all through your speakers, go.
And what is up, everybody? Michael Buckeiser here with the Man Hour. Head over to manhourradio.com. Check out the merchandise page and, of course, the blog section as well, as we do upload blogs every week out there. We have a brand new one on there for Torrey Anderson. Just wrote just a few days ago about Drew Brees and his Hall of Fame career. And I'm getting ready to release one as well about how great my Kansas City Chiefs are and whatnot. But before we get too far fared away into the show, we have an action-packed NFL show tonight, guys. NFL free agency is going off the chain right now. The last 2 or 3 days have just been wild because, NFL season has officially started, the 2021 season. So I like to welcome the man, the myth, the legend himself, Brandon BC Combs to the show. Welcome back, Brandon. Are you feeling better tonight?
I was until about 2 p.m. today.
Yeah, we will get in that to hour number 2. If you guys are been living underneath a rock, Combs is let's just give you a what's it called? What do they call it in the biz? A teaser. Let's give him a teaser.
The Bears front office sucks, and they got their quarterback, and it was not the quarterback that they should have gotten, and I'll save the rest for later.
Combs is a Bear fan, so we will leave it at that. But we do have some of our favorite segments tonight. We do have Liar Liar. That will be here in about a half hour to 45 minutes coming up. And, of course, we have Would You Rather. So we have some segments here. We got some NFL talk here. And, of course, we got the peanut butter to my jelly, Wyatt Williams. What's up, Wyatt?
Man Hour Nation, it's a good day in Green Bay, baby.
Oh my
Let's
God.
Go. What's good? I told you my camera was broke. Combs. It wasn't. It's just a good day in Green Bay. Go Pack Go, baby. Look at this. I look beautiful, don't I? The Chiefs had sombrero, the Packers mask, the Devontae Adams jersey.
I'll tell
Aaron
you what.
Rodgers and the Packers have to play Andy Dalton twice now, Kirk Cousins twice now, and Jared Goff and the terrible Detroit Lions twice now. It is a good day to be a Packers fan.
Wow.
Hey, let's
Why
go.
you are stirring that pot. This first hour, Combs cannot get to hour number 2 fast enough to talk about what she does discuss about. But if you guys are listening to us on 96.1, the Big X Sports Radio, Wyatt is wearing
He looks so
a blacked out
stupid.
visor
with
his Green Bay Packers helmet on, his cheese head, and then he has a beanie on top of the cheese head.
Oh yeah.
And, you are packed
I've never
out.
wanted to punch you in the throat more than I do right now.
And as people come chiming in on the chat here, TJ Burns says that looks like something Joe Buck would wear. Penelope Smith says, "What the heck is going on?" And man, guys, oh man, we do have a great show lined up for you guys tonight. But Combs, you missed the last night's show. You were a little under the weather. We all get hit by that bus every now and then. I was hit by the bus this Saturday, but we did pick our final, or I should say, Wyatt picked his Final Four and the championship. So, Combs, give us your Elite Eight. Who goes to your Final Four, and who you ultimately have winning the national championship?
Yeah, so I actually my Elite Eight is different than a lot of people's. I've got some surprises in my Elite Eight. The first round, I'll give you guys a little inside look here. The first round, especially in the East, I have a lot of upsets in the East. I have number 12 Georgetown and number 13 UNC Greensboro both moving on in the first round. So the East for me has the most upset. I've got a 9, a 12, a 13, and a 10 moving on in that region. So my Elite Eight here, I've got Gonzaga, Iowa, Michigan against Maryland, Ohio State versus Winthrop. And then I have Illinois versus West Virginia. In the Final Four, I've got Gonzaga versus Michigan.
Wait. Hang on. You have Winthrop going to the Elite Eight?
I do.
Wyatt?
I do.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. Interesting. Seems like something a Bears fan would say.
If you guys want to join our bracket challenge, I will post a link in the challenge here because you are definitely are not going to get last place with Colm putting Winthrop in there, but we'll let you go, Colm. So who is your Final Four?
Gonzaga, Michigan, Ohio State, and Illinois.
Okay. I say that for me one time. You got
Gonzaga
Michigan,
versus
Illinois.
Michigan, Illinois versus Ohio State.
Okay, I mean that's a pretty legit Final Four. Who do you got going to the championship out of those two games?
Illinois and Gonzaga.
Ooh, and you have Illinois winning it because you're a homer.
I do, sir. I'm a Notre Dame fan. You can't call me a homer. I'm a Notre Dame fan. I'm not even an Illinois fan.
Well, I mean, honestly, Combs, after a day like today that you had, I feel like you are just going to root for any team that wins from the Chicago area.
I swear to God, I wanted to. Can we take Wyatt off the screen, please? I don't even want to look at him.
Do you remember whenever the Packers lost the Buccaneers and you continued to play that Conor McGregor laying there with the Packers shirt on? This is that payback, man. You get to look at me and all this glory because of how many times I had to look at Conor McGregor's body laying there knocked out wearing a Packers shirt. This is that payback, man. I'm sorry. I had to do it to you.
You know, so honestly,
go ahead.
Honestly, why I really hope your head starts to hurt about halfway through the show, and you got to take that helmet off, and you have helmet hair, and then we can make fun of your hair because you're always like, oh, my luscious locks. I hope you have like helmet hair for the rest of the night. I really do.
I'm going to pay somebody to buzz cut you while you are sleeping. Tie you down while you are sleeping and buzz cut you.
I actually got a haircut today, boys.
He got like.
Well, that's probably why you're wearing the helmet.
Alrighty, guys. So, like I said, we do have an action-packed show for you guys tonight. We have a lot of NFL free agency to talk about. So, if you guys want to discuss anything about NFL free agency, let us know in the comments, and we will address the comments at the end of each segment here. As Tori Anderson does come out and says, "Combs copied off of me."
Is he talking about his bracket?
Yeah,
you got Winthrop in the Elite Eight.
Wow. Mean, like. What is
Winthrop? I'm telling you, Winthrop is a sleeper. Do not sleep on Winthrop. And Wyatt's over here talking crap. On Monday, he was agreeing with me.
Are they? Correct me if I'm wrong. They're a 12 seed, right?
Yeah, they're a 12 seed.
So you have.
I don't disagree that Winthrop could win. I that's what we agreed on. I absolutely agree that Winthrop could upset. It's Villanova there, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely agree they could upset Villanova there because Villanova just hasn't been the same without Gillespie. They've lost the last 3 of their 4, so they really haven't been the same team all across the board. So I do agree with you that Winthrop has a shot in that one. I just think it's going to be a close one, and in the end, my 12 seed for this year is Georgetown, man.
So, Combs, I did see a comment from Ryan there. So save it toward the second part of the show, the second hour, and then you can pop that comment up. Do you see the comment that I'm referring to?
Yeah.
Yep. So just go ahead and save that comment for the second hour because I feel like you guys are going to go head-to-head. Second hour is going to be highly anticipated, highly packed. But, guys, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and take our quick our first break of the night. It is going to be a little early, but we have a lot of free agency to talk about. And I feel like we're going to get really long-winded here. So, guys, we're going to take a quick little break on the Man Hour. After the Man Hour, we're going to talk the New England Patriots, Combs Jr.'s team. Hopefully, Jr. is watching tonight, and we can talk a little bit of Patriots and talk trash on him. But we'll be right back here, guys, on the Man Hour. And welcome back to the Man Hour, guys. Michael Buckeyes along with Brandon Combs and Wyatt Williams. Before we get too carried away into the show, into the NFL free agency talk, Combs, let people know about Angel with an A real quick.
Yeah, Angel with an A is a little motorcycle ride that they're doing for Angela Dewey, who lost her life a couple years back. All proceeds go to a scholarship fund in Angela Dewey's name. The ride is in Vermont. It's $25 per rider, so if you have an iron butt and you want to travel all the way out to Vermont to do the ride, feel free to do so. Or if you're in the Vermont, New Hampshire area, listen to this, and you would like to do the ride, feel free to contact Jessie Dewey at jessiedewey@yahoo.com. Every $25 buys you another car. Top 10 poker hands will win a prize. Every $250 donated by Man Hour listeners, Man Hour will donate an additional $25.
All right, so there you go. Angel with an A. I said you can email Jessie Dewey at Jessie_Dewey@yahoo.com is where you can get some more information on that. But if you guys, welcome back to the Man Hour. If you're going to miss any part of the show whatsoever, you can download the podcast forum on iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio, or you can simply go to manhourradio.com, click on the podcast link, and the newest podcast will be up there on the screen for you to simply listen to right then and there. So anytime you can take it on the go, take it wherever you want. But of course, head over to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/manhour, and subscribe to that channel, like, comment, and share this with a couple friends as well. So guys, welcome back to the show here. Let's bring the boys back on the screen here. And NFL free agency is hot and heavy right now.
Hold on one second.
Go ahead.
Before we get there was a comment that came through on the break, and I don't think Wyatt, with all that stupid stuff on his face, could see it. But Drew chimes in and says, Wyatt, you look like he lost a bet in the Mule wedding show in Tijuana, and the Mule won.
Isn't Drew a Bears fan?
Drew has
He
like
is
6
not.
teams that he roots for. He's like an Eagles fan, Chiefs fan, Cardinals fan.
The only person that lost a bet was
It looks like you lost a bet.
No. All Bears fans across America lost a bet today whenever Andy Dalton signed.
Okay, so guys, I am going to give you some real news here on the second part of the hour about Andy Dalton trade to Chicago. So buckle up for that 100%. But like I said, the offseason is, or I should say the NFL season is hot and heavy right now. The new NFL season has officially started. Free agency signings has taken place. And the New England Patriots, Combs, has spent over $80 million just on 4 players in the last couple days here. Some big signings include Cam Newton, their quarterback, for like a year. Nelson Aguilar, I believe he signed a 3-year deal, and Jonnu Smith signed a 4-year deal as well. And then they just signed Hunter Henry as well for a undisclosed amount as of right now. I didn't see the amount before we started the show here. So Combs, I'm going to kick it to you first. After those big, the Patriots have had like 6 or 7 big signings here in the last 2 days. Are they the team to beat in the AFC right now moving forward?
No, they're not the team to beat in the AFC. Did they make strides? Sure, but they still have no quarterback. Cam Newton is not. Look, I get it. He was an MVP at one point. According to Wyatt Williams, because he was an MVP, 5 or 6 years ago, he should be a top 10 quarterback now. That's how he, rates football players. But I don't think that what the Patriots has done is enough. Now, with that being said, I don't think they're done. I think that they are probably, to be honest with you, their plane was spotted in Minnesota today. And some people say, I've heard stuff that they're out there talking about Daniel Hunter. Then I've also heard a rumor, that they're doing this or that with Minnesota. I think maybe it was just a stop. I think maybe it was a stop on their way to Houston. Imagine if you put together a package for Deshaun Watson to add to what you've already added to this team. Look, the Patriots are the Patriots. The Patriots are the Yankees of the NFL. They are the team that if they have a down year, they go out and get whoever the hell they need to get to go back and have a good year. And I feel like the Patriots are not done yet. I really do. There's no way they're making all these moves and going into the season with Cam Newton as their starting quarterback. No way.
Like Cam Newton was a MVP Super Bowl quarterback just 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, you put some weapons around him, and then all the defense coming back from the Patriots, and what the Patriots had like 9 or 10 players opt out because of COVID concerns. Think about. Let's look outside the box here. This was Bill Belichick's plan all along. Have 10 or 11 players sit out because of COVID concerns, right? Bring them back for the next year because their contract gets voided for that year, and you just tack on that extra year. And then they had the most salary cap room to play with on a salary cap shrunken year. So all these big names, they're not getting those big contracts like from the Chargers or from the Vikings or from the Bears. They can come to New England and make $80 million over the next 4 years and play for the GOAT, Bill Belichick. Yeah, Bill Belichick had this planned out all along, guys, all along.
Maybe even if it's not Deshaun Watson, maybe it's Jimmy G. Maybe Russell Wilson is like if they right now. I mean, there's no way they're going in with Cam Newton. There's just no way. Look, I think you put pieces around him, but you're not putting like the guys that they've signed. They're not like all stars.
I think it's way overhyped.
Minus Hunter Henry. I mean, they got Hunter Henry, which was a great signing for them. I said that at the beginning. As soon as he got released, I said he's a perfect fit. He is Bill Belichick's wet dream at tight end. I think that I just don't. The other moves, the wide receiver moves are The Juno Smith, but there's no way that they're doing all of this. After seeing what Cam Newton was last year, there's no way they're doing all this and saying, hey, let's go into the season with Cam Newton under center. There's just no way.
See, and I believe in Cam Wyatt. What are your thoughts about the Patriots moves?
Yeah, so I mean, I think they made some good signings. Of course, I think Aguilar is kind of developing into a good receiver. He wasn't great in Philly. He wasn't insane this year. He was good. He had good shining moments. He just couldn't continue it every single week. But that was a good addition. The 2 tight ends, Hunter Henry, who you guys mentioned, he was awesome to add to this team. But the big one that you guys didn't mention, Jonnu Smith. Jonnu Smith is a awesome tight end, a guy who was top 4 for the first, I believe, 8 weeks in receiving yards and touchdowns for the tight end category. He was a guy who just was all over the place playing really good football. He finds himself being open down the field and in the end zone quite a bit. So, he's a really good player. But with all that being said, I love Bill Belichick. I love everything he's doing here, and I think it's a good move for the team as a whole. But I think it's completely overhyped. I just think, just because you bring in a lot of mediocre to good players, and 2 great ones, doesn't mean that you're all of a sudden this Super Bowl contender again. That you still can't forget they have Cam Newton at quarterback, who last year couldn't throw a touchdown pass to save his life. It was pitiful everything he was doing out there. And he has some decent wide receiver options up there. It's nothing terrible. It's the same thing that and I'm not trying to compare him to Tom Brady when I say this, but it's the same thing that Tom Brady has dealt with for years now and has won plenty of Super Bowls. Once again, not trying to compare him to Tom Brady, but you are. It's something that other quarterbacks have made it work with, and I just don't think that I think it's being overhyped quite a bit.
So one thing that like you have said Combs here is that the Patriots are not done. Like, are they not done bringing in players, or are they not done trading away those players that they brought in? Like, what are they not done?
I think they're not done trading players. And, I was talking with somebody today, Ryan Lawless, who's actually here in the chat right now, and he brought up an interesting one. And I saw one here as well that Ryan James Chafee brought up, and I'll bring up this comment right now. He said 3 first-round picks, Stidham, Harry, Myers, and Gilmore. Is that enough? Yeah, I would say I was thinking...
was it enough for Deshaun?
Deshaun Watson, yeah, absolutely. I think that's more than enough. I think if you just did Stidham, Harry, and Gilmore, and maybe even 2 first-round picks would be enough. But that's just... I think that they're not done trading. I think that they need to go get a quarterback. And I think, to be honest with you, I think that they are the team that can actually now go out and get Deshaun Watson. I really do. They've got the draft picks. They've got the 15th overall draft pick in this draft. They've got, and they always trade away their draft picks in the first round anyway. So for them to give up first round picks, they never use them anyway.
So time out there, Combs. So basically, Bill Belichick has gone against the grain every time he has been a head coach. When other teams were spending huge in free agency, he was building in the draft. All these other teams are going to be building through the draft. This year, he is spending huge in free agency. Why not keep Cam for a year? He has a 1-year, $10 million deal with 2 tight ends that are going to be there for the next 3 years, adding some receivers, a solid defensive side. Why not draft a quarterback in the first round like Kyle Trask or maybe who is a fourth quarterback on your
Trey
big
Lance.
board? Or Trey.
Yeah, Mac Jones, Trey Lance will,
let them sit behind Cam Newton for a year. Learn the Bill Belichick system. Learn the offense. Learn how to be a professional, right? And then after that year that Cam's done, you let him walk. You will get a 4th or a 5th round pick from Cam Newton from letting him walk. And I'm not sure how that works.
I think Mac Jones is perfect in New England too. I really
why
do.
not?
I think he's a perfect.
I don't think. I agree with you, Combs.
So why not keep Cam this year? Play for your future, more or less, and don't worry about Deshaun because you don't want to give all that stuff away for Deshaun
because
when you can draft a quarterback.
I think that Bill Belichick isn't going to be around much longer, and I think he wants to put a winning product back on the field to show that he can do it without Tom Brady. They do not have a winning product right now. Cam Newton is not a winning product. I'm sorry. Cam Newton's not a winning product. I know you're going to go out there and say, well,
filter is not even a winning product. He can't even text right.
Cam Newton's not a winning product just as much as Andy Dalton's not a winning product. He's not a winning quarterback in this league anymore.
Andy Dalton.
I really think that they are going to go after somebody who is proven that he can play in the NFL. And that's either Deshaun Watson, who I really think that they're going to end up going after, or I can really see they could go your route. Why not go get Jimmy G? You'll still have your first round draft pick because you're not going to have to give up one for Jimmy G.
Right.
And then draft Trey Lance or Mac Jones with the 15th overall pick and let them sit for a year or 2 under Jimmy G.
But the problem with that is Jimmy G has a huge contract. I saw Jameson in the chat there. He is a 49ers guy, so he knows exactly what Jimmy G's contract is. Why would you trade for such a big contract if you're going to draft a quarterback in the future or draft a quarterback this year for next year, right? And you have to pay Jimmy G for the next 3 or 4 years of that.
I think Jimmy G still has four years left on his contract.
Right.
But this is the NFL. I'd have to look to see how much Jimmy G actually hits the cap over the next 3 to 4 years.
Right.
I'd have to see what Jimmy G, I'd have to look at all that. But I think that they are, if they go with Jimmy G, I guarantee they're drafting a quarterback. And I see Ryan Lawless here says he doesn't think any of the top 5 quarterbacks in the draft are available outside the top 10 picks. I disagree. I don't think you're going to see five quarterbacks go in the top 10 picks. There's not enough teams in the top 10 that need a quarterback. I believe there's 3 or 4 at most. But
I mean, we do have a draft expert right here on the Wyatt Williams here.
Nobody's
Patriots
taking him seriously with that stuff on his head, though.
Wyatt,
nobody's taking Ryan Pace seriously.
Can the Patriots draft a quarterback at 15, or do they have to move up?
Yeah, so I honestly just kind of listen to what both of you guys said. I agree with both of you. I think that's definitely a route they could go with. I think that picking up Max Jones is not a bad situation. I completely agree with Combs. I think he's a great fit there, and I agree with you, Buck, for them possibly going that way. But I also do agree with Combs on the flip side that there's a big chance here that they go after Deshaun Watson, because as good as Mac Jones could potentially be, why not go for a quarterback that is shown he can make it in this league? Why not go for a quarterback that is shown he can be good in this league? Why would we go for why would you go for a quarterback that hasn't proven himself yet whenever there's a quarterback that's a Pro Bowler, a top 3 in the league, a top 5 in the league?
But let me ask you this question, Wyatt. What has Deshaun Watson done in January? How has he proven?
Well, he hasn't been able to get there. That's the problem.
He's been there 3 years and lost all 3 first rounds, right? He's lost to the Colts, he's lost to the Chiefs, and lost to the Titans, right?
He's only made the playoffs 1 time.
They lost to the Colts like his second year, and they lost to Kansas City Chiefs 2 years ago.
He tore his ACL his rookie year. He wasn't there.
Either way, they played the Colts when he was at quarterback. They played the Chiefs like as well, blew a 28-point lead, and then they also played somebody else. So like he has not won in January, much like Lamar Jackson. So why would Bill Belichick want to get a quarterback like that you're going to have to overpay for? That's somebody that hasn't won in January.
Well, okay, so you are correct. He hasn't been successful in January, but he's only had one trip to January so far. First year, he had a torn ACL, so he couldn't even play. Second year, he got to January on a team that was led with Bill O'Brien at the helm for quarterback and GM. He did have a good receiver in DeAndre Hopkins, though. Absolutely, I agree with you. And a good defense, not a great defense, but a good defense, an above average defense. The offensive line was still terrible that year, and then this past year, he deals with wide receivers not playing because of performance enhancing drugs. He deals with an offensive line that, couldn't have stood up to a can of cheese. Then he deals with a coaching staff that can't stay employed. So he's dealing with all that. So you can't, I can't really sit here and say he isn't successful in January because we haven't got to see, if Deshaun Watson, this is my hot take of the day. You ready for this? If Deshaun Watson was on the Ravens this whole time, I think the Ravens would have possibly won a Super Bowl, and by now they would have at least been in the AFC Championship for 2 years.
So you're saying Deshaun Watson on the Ravens, they win a Super Bowl?
That or AFC Championship.
Okay. But he wasn't, though, right? He was on the Houston Texans playing the Kansas City Chiefs and gave a 28-point lead in the first round of the playoffs.
He did do that. That was terrible. I agree.
No, the defense gave up a 28-point lead in the playoffs.
That is well, but he also couldn't put up points. He generated turnovers.
He had already put up 28.
Yes,
he gave his team a 28-0 lead. What do
he did do? No, he did do that, but then he was a turnover machine with not him. I don't want to blame it all on him. The offense was a turnover machine, and the defense was just as good as if I went out there to play defense for him. So it was a rough day for Texans fans.
Wyatt, let me ask you this question: are you a Lamar Jackson fan?
I love Lamar Jackson.
So you are speaking just like a Lamar Jackson fan right now. When his team wins, he has done it all. But when they lose, he can only do so much. He can only do this. Come on, get out of here with that crap. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
He didn't have every single turnover.
Wyatt, you are a typical Lamar Jackson fan.
So if the running back fumbles, is it Deshaun Watson's fault, Buck?
But if a receiver catches a crazy catch, who gets credit for the throw? Right, Deshaun Watson. He can't. You guys are just ridiculous. Like, I hate people that do that.
Buck, that is the craziest
then the
thing you've
quarterback
ever
should
seen.
never get credit for anything, right?
Hold on. Buck, you just told me. Buck, when was the last time that Odell Beckham Jr. or DeAndre Hopkins made a crazy, insane catch and somebody went, "Oh, did you see that throw from Eli Manning?" No, they don't say that. They say, "Look at that wide receiver."
Joe Buck does.
Quarterback never gets credit for that.
Oh, you are out of your mind. Moving on. Speaking of quarterback, Ryan Fitzpatrick signed with his 9th team in the NFL, going to the Washington football team, and I am going to trash your Lamar Jackson every chance I get because Lamar Jackson is trash, overrated, and overhyped 100%. With that, moving on, somebody that is kind of overhyped as well, maybe not. Ryan Fitzpatrick did sign with the Washington football team. Wyatt, what in the world is football team doing right now? They released a proven veteran in Alex Smith. They signed the backup quarterback Heineke to a 3 or 4 year deal. I can't remember for sure. And then they bring in Fitzmagic. What is going on here?
Hold on, let me tell you. Hold on, Okay, yeah. Okay, that was Dan Snyder. He said he doesn't even know. Nobody has no clue what the football team is doing. They don't even know if they have a team name or not. Okay, they are going in 1,000 different. Yeah, it's terrible. Okay, they're called the football team. They have no clue what they're doing. Taylor Heineke is going to play like 4 games next year. Then Colt McCoy is going to play 8, and then to finish off the final 4, the reliever that everybody calls Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's a relieving pitcher. They're going to throw him in at quarterback for the last 4 games. And Washington will end up without a name and without a playoff berth. Telling you, calling it.
Combs, talk some sense into this kid.
Are you looking at this kid? How am I supposed to talk sense into him?
I don't know.
The guy looks like Ricky Williams fell out of a freaking tree, swelled up, and is sitting on the man hour right now.
Hey, what's up, Ricky?
Wouldn't rather be anywhere else.
So Fitzmagic to the football team, Combs. Does this make any sense? Does this make the football team any better?
Yes. It makes them a lot better. Yes, absolutely. Fitzmagic is a very, I mean, he's a genius. The guy's a very smart guy. He's a very smart quarterback. I think that it makes them a lot better than what they were last year because they're going to have consistent play from their quarterback. I would definitely take Fitzpatrick on the football team because when you look at their other options right now, there's not really many other options out there for them. I like Fitzpatrick over. I mean, really, what's their other? I mean, they could have kept. Alex Smith, but I think you don't think that Fitzpatrick is a better option than Alex Smith?
So I think Alex Smith is a better option, better than Fitzpatrick here, because let me tell you this: who did Patrick Mahomes sit behind his rookie year in Kansas City?
Alex Smith.
Alex Smith taught Patrick Mahomes how to prepare for football games, how to be a pro. Am I saying Patrick Mahomes wouldn't still be a damn good quarterback without
That's exactly what you're saying.
With like Alex Smith? I'm not saying that, but Alex Smith helped him progress a lot faster, a lot sooner than what everybody was anticipating. Alex Smith would have been perfect for Heinicke right now on the Washington football team. Heinicke sits behind 9 games behind Alex Smith. Learn how to be a professional, right? Yes, I know he played in the XFL and he was a backup to Cam Newton and like Carolina.
But why can't he sit behind Fitzpatrick?
Do you think Tua improved his game sitting behind Fitzpatrick?
Well, Tua's a totally different type of quarterback. Heinicke,
but what I'm trying to say here is I don't think Fitzpatrick is that teacher type of mentality. He is going there to compete for a starting job. Why would he let somebody that is starting for the same job as him some secrets, right? Some trade secrets. Why would he want to do that?
Because he's Fitzpatrick. He's the ultimate teammate. Like I don't understand what you're saying here.
How is he the ultimate teammate?
He is not the ultimate teammate.
What are you talking about? He sat back and let Tua take over a team that he was leading to the playoffs.
He threw a fit. He threw a fit when Tua came in.
Stop it. He did not throw a fit.
He was crying in a press conference.
He did.
He cried in a press conference and threw a fit.
Of course, he just lost his starting job for no good reason. Of course, he was upset. Let the man be upset, but he still came back in. It came in when they needed him, did what he needed to do, won the game, sat back the next week and let Tua start again.
So were they supposed to bring in Tua as a career backup and let Fitzmagic just take over?
No, but oh my God, stop it. Now you're just talking, Stu. I think that is that helmet like crushing your head right now?
You, man.
He was leading them to the playoffs. Tua came in.
He was not leading them to the playoffs.
Ryan Fitzpatrick was leading them to the playoffs. I do agree with Combs on that.
Like 5-1 or 5-2.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Can't fall on that one. It ain't it, Chief.
Yeah.
So
I
you were
think that
telling me
squeezing your head.
Okay. So basically, we don't know what is going on in football land over there in Washington D.C. guys. Like we don't understand this signing like at all.
I like the Fitzpatrick signing. I think Fitzpatrick in Washington. I think Heinicke's sitting behind Fitzpatrick, learning from Fitzpatrick. I think that's a good thing. You say that Fitzpatrick's not a teacher or not a guy who can bring up a young quarterback. I think you are completely mistaken on who Ryan Fitzpatrick is. I think Ryan Fitzpatrick is absolutely a guy that you can learn from. Ryan Fitzpatrick is a very, very smart guy. He's a very, very smart quarterback. He is somebody that you can absolutely lead from, and he is somebody that could take this team to the playoffs and win the NFC East next year if the NFC East is what it was this year.
Well, I can tell you that the NFC East is going to be a little bit easier without Andy Dalton as a Cowboy quarterback there. So Combs, we do have a couple minutes before our backs are up against the break here. So let's go ahead and jump over into the comments section here. Is anything popping out at you that we need to discuss?
Comment section is going crazy. Let's see here. Let me go back here. Crystal Marie Bissig says, I'm a Lamar fan.
Everybody is a Lamar fan until you actually watch him play at the game. Then you realize that he's straight
That's
trash.
what makes people his fan. He's
Tori
electric.
Anderson-
He's incredible to watch.
Tori Anderson wants to know,
college.
Buck, you think Wentz is good, but you think Deshaun is trash?
I never said that Deshaun Watson was like trash. Those words have never come out of my mouth. I think Deshaun
he meant Lamar. I think he meant Lamar.
Do you think Deshaun Watson is a top 10 quarterback?
Yeah, like I was going to say that. Yeah, I think Deshaun Watson is a top 10 quarterback in the league, and he could easily be a top 3 quarterback if he fell on the correct team.
I agree.
So,
Jamison Jackson says offensive lineman Jermaine Ifedi returning to the Bears on a 1-year deal after starting all 16 games last year. Per Josina Anderson. Great.
Go Bears.
Great.
Spend that money on Andy Dalton and offensive linemen that are trash. Do it.
hey, don't be
it.
Don't be spoiling it.
I love it.
What the football team is going on here?
Tori Anderson, you always bring us great laughs.
Penelope is firing shots. She said
Whoa.
KC is trash.
Whoa.
How about that?
Nana's coming
that,
after
Buck.
you. Whoa.
Take that.
And then I did clap back at her on the chat, and I agreed with her. But the Kansas City defense is trash. So hopefully the Kansas City can like figure out their defensive woes this year.
And then Ryan Lawless says about
is Ryan
me
a
talking
Bears
sense
fan?
into Wyatt here. He says he's a Packers fan. No talking sense to him.
Ryan, who are you a fan of?
Ryan is a Patriots fan.
Oh,
well,
I always see him
like
commenting on I always see him commenting on the Bear stuff though. So he must be like a closet Bear fan.
Yeah,
he's one of my best friends, so he's always just trying to give me crap.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Yeah.
And Crystal comes back and says, "That's right, Wyatt. Sport your stuff, kiddo." I mean, if you got it, flaunt it, right? That is what my mom always said to the girls. I mean, if you got it, flaunt it.
Flaunt it. I'm flaunting
Wyatt,
my Packers.
If you have all this Dollar General stuff, I mean, definitely flaunt it, man. Combs.
I mean, was Goodwill having a going away sale or something, going out of business?
No, Ryan Pace was selling all of his Green Bay gear that he has because he's such a Packers fan by making stupid moves. So I just bought all this from him.
And before we go to our next break and come back with Liar Liar, Tori Anderson comes back and says Lawless is renamed to Ryan Pace Lawless. Absolutely love that, guys. Absolutely love it. So, guys, that is going to be it. So here on the next 15 minutes on the Man Hour, we got the world infamous Liar Liar. Wyatt Williams is going to lead the way on that. That is brought to you by Thrive Fantasy. You can head over to thrivefantasy.com. Use promo code MANHOUR, and you get $50 match on your first $50 deposit. So that's thrivefantasy.com. Promo code MANHOUR. You can also download that on Android and iOS devices. But we'll be right back here, guys, on the Man Hour.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Ladies and gentlemen, and the mic does sound right. As we get ready, I put on my headphones here. Good Lord. Not even ready to go here. But as we get started, we got Liar Liar here today for you. And with that being said, I'll bring on the boys here, Combs and Buck.
It's not even a real helmet.
No.
It's not even a real helmet.
You didn't know that? Can't be, man. Look at this.
Have a real helmet on.
I ain't got $200. I got
Me
this
and Buck
Lambo
got real
Field.
helmets on.
Oh yeah, you got a trash one on. I can't even see what Buck has. Buck, turn your head. I still can't tell what that is.
It's my college helmet.
Oh, it's his college helmet. Okay, well, as Buck sits there in his own sweat from 10 years past as he relives his past, we are here with Liar Liar.
That thing's tight.
See, that's why you don't need a real helmet. See this right here? I'm comfortable right now. But anyways, I'm also comfortable because it's a Packers helmet. Next, Liar Liar here with the boys. Combs does lead it on this one. He has a 2-1 lead. No, excuse me, a 3-2 lead, correct?
Yes.
Yes, 3-2 lead on the series. And Liar Liar, basically, I give the boys 2 lies, 1 truth. They got to guess what the truth is. They alternate back and forth. And with that being said, Combs, you are the reigning champ. You start off the night for us here with this one. And like I said, you lead this one 3-2. In any remarks before we get started about your lead?
No.
Okay.
He's just here so he doesn't get fined.
I'm just here so I don't get fined. Okay, here we go, boys. So Combs, you're up first. So here we go. Liar Liar starting off. Beats is the richest brand purchased by sports players. So Beats by Dre, the headphones. Next one. In 1 year, when Michael Jordan averaged 37.1 points a game and was he lost more games than he won that year and was swept in the Eastern Conference Finals while averaging 37.1 points. And third, and definitely not the final. Here we go. The third one. Trevor Bauer, the greatest pitcher of all time, was a swimmer in high school. Combs, you're up first, buddy.
I don't even want to talk to you. You're wearing that stupid gear. Now you want to talk about Trevor Bauer being the greatest pitcher of all time.
Cy Young.
I am going with the Michael Jordan one.
You don't even explain why?
Because I know it's right.
How can you average like 31 points and have a losing record?
37.1 points.
I mean,
because the Bulls were not good when he first got drafted. The Bulls were not
Michael
good.
Jordan's overrated.
Clearly, if they weren't good, how can he make it to the Eastern Conference Finals? Come on, Combs, think logically here, man. Like, that's clearly a lie because Michael Jordan is not that good. LeBron James and Cade Cunningham are both better than Michael Jordan. But
I love it.
I'm gonna go with Trevor Bauer. Like, I feel like swimming is kind of like a universal sport. My wife wants both of my boys to be swimmers in high school because it's good for the joints and cardiovascular and like all that stuff. So I am going to go with swimming.
So with that being said, we do have somebody coming away with the point in this one and starting off the night 1-0. And with that being said, the person starting off with the lead, Brandon BC Combs. It is true that the second place GOAT averaged 37.1 in a season and still couldn't even win half of his games and got swept in the first round of the playoffs because he sucked.
See, I thought it was 31 points. Like, I didn't know it was 30.
It's 37, which I will give it to him. That's a pretty crazy stat line.
Yeah.
But next, with that being said, Buck, you start this one off here. The first one. The 49ers used to have a elephant as a mascot. Okay?
That's weird.
The Pacers Stadium seats less people than the largest high school basketball gymnasium in the nation. The Pacers Stadium seats largest high school basketball gymnasium in the nation. Okay? Then the third one and final one is honey is used at the center of golf balls.
Well, I have been to what's the correct term of the Indiana Patriots? Is it the Farmers Credit Union Stadium or Farmers
Bankers Life?
Another?
Bankers Life.
Baker's Life. There you go. I've been there, And those stands are like, we went to the Silver Creek State Championship game a couple years ago, and those stands are like literally probably 160 degrees. Like you get a butt workout walking those steps 100%. So I feel like they're that steep so they can fit more people in there. Shoot. I know Seymour's the biggest one in Indiana. It's 8,000, and I'm sure
it's largest in the nation.
Oh, is it? Okay, so I'm
Indiana
sure it seats more.
It has 17 of the 20 largest gymnasiums in the world.
Right.
For high school sports.
Honey and a golf ball. I feel like that's a waste of honey. So what was the first one again?
It would be the 49ers used to have an elephant as the mascot.
I don't understand why that would be a thing. So with that being said, I'm going to go with the Indiana Pacers one, the seating.
All right, Combs.
Talk myself out.
All right. So San Francisco plays in the Bay Area. The Oakland A's mascot is actually an elephant.
Good point. I didn't think about that.
And I believe it's because the Bay Area is big on the circus for some reason. I believe that's why Oakland has an elephant as their mascot. I'm going to go with the 49ers have an elephant as their mascot.
Combs, you had great logic there. I can't even think about that. That is great point.
It was great logic, but I gotta say, taking the point in this one, neither of you. The point goes to my very fancy Packers popcorn bucket here. Yes, there is honey at the center of golf balls. Like I said, point goes here to the Packers popcorn bucket, or it goes to Trevor Bauer, the greatest pitcher of all time. Haven't decided. It'll go to one of them, though.
Where are these facts? Because there is no way there's honey in golf ball. Come on, man.
There is at the center of a golf ball. There is honey.
I'm cracking open a golf ball to find out.
Lick it. Do it on air.
All right, now moving on. Combs, you will go first again on this one. So here we go. MLB teams use 850,000 balls a year. Okay? Wow. Next, Derby horses can't poop before the race. Kentucky Derby horses are not allowed to poop right before the race. Okay? Next, the final one here. Confetti from the Super Bowl is burned down into the sticky liquid that they turn into turf pellets for the Super Bowl winning team to spread out across their field for good luck.
I feel like the horse one is not possible because I don't know how you stop a horse from. If a horse has to poop, he's going to poop. But if you try to stop him, he's going to kick you in the face. So I don't feel like the horse one is a thing. I'm going to go with the baseball one. I'm going to say baseball teams use, what was it,
850,000 balls.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that one.
Is that per team or for the whole major league?
That is for the entire major league.
Okay, man, like I could see that as a possibility, but per team, man, that'd be crazy amount. But Combs, have you ever heard the term pee like a racehorse? Right?
Yeah.
It is because I should know it because I live in Kentucky Derby area, right? But I've never been. I am going to the Oaks hopefully this year though, if they allow us. But I'm going to go with the horse one because of the term. You have to pee like a racehorse. Therefore, they make them
it's
run
not poop
faster.
like a racehorse.
No,
they said they're not allowed to poop.
Well, same thing, right?
And with that being said, we do have a point being given to one of you guys in this one. So somebody will create the point, and somebody who is that person is starting off 2-0 on the night. The point goes to Brandon BC Combs, baby.
Yes, sir.
Give him all the easy ones.
MLB teams use 850,000 balls a year. Buck, I literally cannot believe that you use Derby horses can't poop. How are they going to stop a horse from pooping? How do you?
I don't know.
How do you? Are they gonna cork his butthole? Like what? What do you do? What do you do?
It was the only one that made sense after the baseball one because
confetti burned down, turning into a sticky liquid that they turn into turf pellets.
That is paper. You burn paper as ash and it's gone. It's gone. Come on.
That's a good point.
No, horse, you have to pinch it. We're about to start.
I tried.
Next one here. Here we go. So, in the movie Hoosiers, the legendary basketball movie about the great state of Indiana, Jimmy Chitwood, the star player of the team, only has 4 lines in the entire movie. So that's the first one. Second one, the highest score on a PGA par 4 is a whopping 12. Somebody had a 12 on a par 4. Okay? And then the next one, in the third and final one, there has been an NFL regular season game on every single day of the week except on a Friday.
Ooh. It's me, isn't it?
Yeah. No,
wow.
it's Combs. Is it?
No.
No, it is
Combs
you.
got the baseball one.
It is
Yeah,
you. It is you.
it's me.
It is you.
I believe last year was there was a football game on every day of the week. So I think that is the truth. But like Friday, I feel like we've seen Friday games of like Christmas. So yeah, I'm gonna go with there has been a game on every day of the NFL one.
Except
All right,
Friday.
yep.
Except Friday.
Okay.
What was the golf one?
The golf one, the highest score on a PGA par 4 is a whopping 12.
Well, as a guy who I've shot a 72 once, but it was on a 9-hole par 3 course.
And hold on, I just want to clarify something. I do want to clarify something. This is the PGA too. These are like
Yeah,
the top golfers too. Not just
I'm gonna go with I'm going with that one. I'm going with that one.
It would
Somebody had a
surprise me.
12 on a par 4 before.
So with that being said,
hang on, maybe old John Daly got
Daly, he
too
got
many
drunk.
too many of those Arnold Palmers on par 9 or on hole 9 or whatever.
I agree.
yeah. So with that being said, the point is being awarded
Combs. Give it to him.
to the great bucket, the great Packers popcorn bucket. In the movie Hoosiers, Jimmy Chitwood, the star player, only has 4 lines. Think about it, guys. You ever seen that movie? He never talks.
No, we don't care.
He's
about
out in the
Hoosiers.
field, and they're talking, and they're talking about him the
Buck,
whole movie.
I'd like to just point it out right now that I'm tied 2-2 with the popcorn can and not you.
Actually, if the popcorn can wins, I'm giving it to Trevor Bauer. Just saying.
Honestly,
Trev-
I am just off my game. I feel like Archie right now. You guys just fire me. I mean, shoot.
Yikes. Had to go there. Here we go. Next one. Only 10 quarterbacks in NFL history have thrown half as many touchdown passes as Peyton Manning. Only 10 quarterbacks in NFL history, okay? Next one. Sammy Sosa ate a whole pound of salad every single day. And the third and final one, the average golf ball has 200 dents in it.
What's up with all the golf questions tonight? Sheesh.
Yeah.
I do want to mention, moving back to that last golf question, the highest score on a PGA par 4 is actually 16. So I did want to mention that before we got started.
That's like a 5-time double bogey or something.
It was literally terrible.
So I
but
feel like the 200 dents is a lot for a golf ball. I think that there's I don't believe it's 200. Sammy Sosa eating a pound the guy's a nutbag, so I could imagine a pound of salad is not much for that guy. He was a big dude. And what was the first one?
And then the first one was only 10 quarterbacks in NFL history have thrown half as many touchdown passes or more than Peyton Manning.
I'm gonna go with the Sosa one just because it's a Cubs guy. I'm gonna go with the Sosa one. I don't know if that one's true, and I'm taking a wild guess because I don't know which one of these it is. But I'm gonna go with
that's a lot of salad, man.
I know, but the guy's a nutbag.
Like a guy just bought a head of what you call it, right? And I don't think that is a pound. I think that's like a half pound. So 2 heads of like lettuce, eating that every day. Like, was he just like eating it raw and just pouring some dressing on it? I'm going to go with the dents and a golf ball because Wyatt, for some reason, I think he wants to throw golf into the show somehow, some way. So,
I love golf. We could talk golf anytime you want.
Yeah, maybe on some other show, not here.
So with that being said,
200 dents.
Everybody locked in?
Yeah. I guess so.
With
Give
that being
points
said, I
Combs.
gotta say I'm knocking off Buck here. Buck did not get it correct, but we do have a winner in tonight's bout, and that winner is Trevor Bauer and my very own popcorn bucket. The correct answer was only 10 quarterbacks in NFL history thrown half as many touchdown passes as Peyton Manning. I finally did it,
I
boys.
still get the
finally
win over
stumped you
Buck,
guys.
though.
I finally stumped you guys. No, Trevor Bauer gets it.
I still
Trevor
get the win
moves
over
on.
Buck. Shut up. God.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Trevor Bauer.
that was Liar Liar, my favorite segment of every week. I finally stumped the boys. I am so proud of myself right now.
Tori Anderson,
I wanna
maybe you
mention-
didn't hear me here. He says, let's play some golf. I shot a 72 once on a par 3 9-hole course. I'm only supposed to shoot
On a
27.
On a
shot
putt-putt car
72.
9.
I do want to mention, though, that the average golf ball has over 260 dents in it.
Holy cow.
That's crazy.
See, Wyatt, I
So I
feel
said
like
just
tonight.
200.
I feel like tonight you have really stepped up your game because those were kind of tough tonight, Combs. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, this is the
Yeah,
first time
they-
I feel like I legitimately had no idea. Besides the
He finally
800
actually
one.
did his homework and made some hard questions.
Ah,
There
Freaking
we go.
hopefully maybe next time we'll do his homework and wear something that's not so hard on the eyes.
Well,
beautiful.
you know who was really easy on the eyes,
Don't say it. Don't you say I swear to God I will come to this camera. Don't you say it.
We're gonna go to a quick break. We'll be right back.
All right, so we are back. Sorry, I was on another screen doing some.
What were you doing over there, Combs?
he's so. You better be glad you
I
weren't like
was-
picking your nose
I
or
was on the
something. man.
YouTube
You were on
page.
another
I was about
planet,
to
man.
throw another, and I was
guys,
like, oh
look
yeah, I
who's
forgot I
look
was on.
who's celebrating over here. The winner of Liar Liar.
Oh my God, get out of here! All right, so
Wait,
we are gonna.
hang on. Why you just told us that Trevor Bauer won, and you're holding up a trash can? So, are you saying Trevor Bauer's trash now?
It's not a
Jeez.
trash can. It's a popcorn bucket.
That's a trash can.
It's got a Packers lid on it. It's a trash can.
It's like
All
Brian
right,
Pace's
Combs.
office.
What's coming up next here on the Man Hour? Get
So
back
we
on
are
track.
gonna do Would You Rather. It is one of
love
those
you,
segments where we
Combs.
have a ton of fun. We have a ton of fun on the show all the time.
Yeah,
but
we
Would
do.
You
It's
Rather is
amazing.
usually a lot of fun. I've got a theme this week though, guys. Let's see if you guys can guess it by the end of it. So you guys ready?
Ready, sir?
All right. First, Would You Rather? Would you rather have the Bears or the Texans organization moving forward?
I would rather have. Oh, that's a tough question. No, it's not. Give me the Texans, baby. Why would I want to be in control of the worst franchise in the league? Why would I want to be in Ryan Pace's office? No. I'm sorry. I can't. Actually, you know what? I take that back. Yes, I would, because I would bring all this stuff with me. My office in Soldier Field would look just like this. My phone case would look just like this. And
does that thing like have a headband on it? Like is it like a rubber band strap? I would love to be there, because I would just grab it as far as I could and just let go. Just have it smack you right back in the face.
So why it's picking the Houston Texans, Combs? Let me clarify the question here. Is it the general manager or the owner? Like what would my role be?
The whole organization. You're taking your owner. Let's say owner.
So if I'm going to be the owner, I am also going to take over the Houston Texans as well. For one, who wants to be in Chicago? Chicago is like the worst city in all of America.
Oh, my God.
You are living off the lake.
Watch your
the
mouth.
Wind is consistently blowing in your face. Why not live in Houston? You're always warm. You got the you got the Gulf of Mexico there. You can go to Mexico anytime you want to like see those mule shows, right, and whatnot. Give me the Houston Texans 100%. Who wants to be in Chicago?
So much better last week when you were off of it.
Was it?
So much better. Anyway, moving on to the next one. Would you rather?
Wait, hang on. You're not going to answer?
No, I'm not answering these.
No. There is no way out of it. Answer it. Houston Texan is around the board. Drink up, boys.
I would rather own the Bears organization, because I would fire everybody there. From the general manager down to the coaching staff, everybody would be gone, and I would put somebody in there that could lead this damn team.
Oh, man. Gosh.
And get me some players on the field. That's what I would do. Would you rather, moving on, God, I hate you guys. Would you rather have Bill O'Brien or Ryan Pace as your GM?
What is the theme here? I wonder.
Let's see here. Do I want the Bears or the Texans again? Give me the Texans, like I just answered. No, I would much rather have Bill O'Brien, because we see it firsthand. You know, I make fun of Combs a lot about this, but genuinely I feel bad. No, I don't feel bad. I sympathize in a way for him that Ryan Pace, I understand Ryan Pace sucks, and he is running this franchise into the dirt. I love every second of it, but I do see it, and I do in a way sympathize for him, but it's a very light and easy sympathizing.
So with that being said, I think the biggest downfall of Bill O'Brien was the fact that he was a general manager and a head coach. If he was one or the other, or was able to actually separate the two, back office with front office, he would have been better successful in Houston. With that being said, we have seen Ryan Pace. He has not been a very good general manager, Combs. I want to try to build you up as much as I can, but some of his moves that he has been making has not been the brightest moves. So I'm going to go with Bill O'Brien as my general manager, but I don't want him anywhere near the field if I'm picking Bill O'Brien.
Well, let me preface this by saying both of them are trash as general managers. Both of them. They're both garbage. It's a horrible pick. If death was an option, I'd choose death. That's what I'd rather have.
Wow.
But if I have to choose between the two of these guys
right now,
I'm choosing Ryan Pace over Bill O'Brien, just because at least Ryan Pace has shown the ability to, other than the quarterback position, has shown the ability to draft. I mean, he did pick up Darnell Mooney. He did pick up Roquan Smith. So he has done some good things in the draft. He has done some good things as far as trades and signings too. I mean, he did bring Khalil Mack over in that trade with Oakland at the time. So yeah, I'd rather have Ryan Pace. Only I just can't let him choose a quarterback because he can't choose one to save his life.
So let me ask you this question. Like I know we're on would you rather here, and we're on a time constraint. But do you think Bill O'Brien deserves a chance to simply just become a general manager and not a head coach as well?
No.
Do you think he would be better successful?
No.
Better succeeded? Okay.
No. He needs to go back to crawl back to Bill Belichick and ask if he could be a coordinator again.
he was a offensive coordinator, right, before he became a head coach?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm just curious. All right.
All right. So the next would you rather? Would you rather have Andy Dalton or Nick Foles? We have both, so you got to choose one.
Is there a option where I tie a rope around my foot, on the other end of that rope is an anchor, and I take a swim in the ocean? Is there an option for that?
As long as you're wearing that crap that's on your body now, yes, that is an option.
Well,
you guys, what?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What? That's neither. That's okay. If I absolutely had to choose, give me Nick Foles. At least he knows what a Super Bowl ring looks like.
And a Philadelphia Eagles. So listen, Nick Foles is a good quarterback in Philadelphia green, right? Anywhere outside of Philadelphia green, he is not a good quarterback. Stats do not lie there. Numbers do not lie there as as well. But Combs, Andy Dalton is a decent quarterback. Andy Dalton is easily a top 15 quarterback in the league. Guys, seriously, if Andy Dalton would have had,
Did you say top 15?
Yes, if Andy Dalton would have got a concussion,
are you starting from 15 and counting to 30? Then he's a top 15.
Whatever. If Andy Dalton would have gotten a concussion last year, the Cowboys would have been in the Super Bowl. They started to click underneath Andy Dalton.
Dude,
the offense looked better.
What are you saying?
Come on. Andy Dalton makes the Chicago Bears that much better, Combs. Better than Nick Foles and better than Mitchell Trubisky, better than Deshaun Watson. Andy Dalton is going to lead the Bears to the playoffs this year.
Andy Dalton is a top 15 quarterback if you take the top 20 quarterbacks out of the league.
You kill them all.
That's the only way Andy Dalton is a top 15 quarterback. You are out of your damn mind. Jeez, Crow. That being said, I don't have to answer this question. You know why? Because I'm a Bears fan, and we've got both now. So I get both of them.
You see, you are being Wyatt right now, Combs. You are like, well, I like this one, but I like this one, so I'm going to take half of this one and half of this one.
I don't like either one of them. I hate them both.
You guys are ridiculous.
I hope they both tear an
Give me an
ACL in
answer.
training camp.
Give me an answer.
Buck, we're ridiculous. You just said that Andy Dalton's a top 15 quarterback. What are
He
you
is.
talking?
Look at the stats. Look what he did in Cincinnati.
What stats? What stats? Am I looking at the stats where he sat on the bench for most of this year, or am I looking at the stats in Cincinnati where he had
It's
one
because
good
he was.
season?
It's because he was a backup to Dak Prescott for the first five weeks.
You sound like a Lamar fan now. You're blaming it on everybody else when the quarterback messes up.
I'm not blaming on anything because Andy Dalton was performing when he was in there. The fact is that he played 2 weeks. The team started to click underneath him. I talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Then he got that nasty concussion. Me and Combs, you sat here and said you thought he was dead, right? I mean, he was out for 3 weeks, I think it was, and then he came back and he started to play. I mean, that first week was rough. He was definitely scared or whatever it was, but he came back and started to perform toward the end of the year and put the Cowboys in a position to make a playoff run. It's just the football team won one extra game than them, and Andy Dalton is going to be good for the Chicago Bears.
You guys are my best friends.
We will talk more about that here in a few minutes as we are. So go ahead, Colin. What is the next would you rather? Because you guys know I'm right.
The final would you rather? Would you rather have Virginia McCaskey as an owner or Daniel Snyder?
It's like, do I want a racist or do I want a sex offender? Which
Daniel Snyder's pretty racist too.
Exactly. So I'll take the lesser of two evils.
And Virginia McCaskey would probably try to touch you too.
Give me McCaskey. This is so great. I'm telling you guys are my best friends. I love this show. I love everything about this. It makes my day every day to get on here and talk sports with you guys. I have tears running down my face right now from how funny this is. this is amazing.
What'd you do? Look in the mirror? Look how ridiculous you look?
So, Combs, you are asking 3 immature men about would you rather have a owner that has these rings in his office with drugs everywhere and swimsuit models like everywhere, or a owner that allegedly doesn't like the African American quarterback. Give me Daniel Snyder. I want to have some fun, man. Like, why not? Give me Daniel Snyder.
I'll take Daniel Snyder too. You know why? Because I don't want anybody other than Virginia McCaskey owning my team and making calls. That's why. I don't want any. Oh my God. Go to break.
No, we have to address this comment here. Tori Anderson says that Daniel Snyder is a top 5 owner in the league. Well, he's saying that I said that.
Yeah, he's saying Buck said that.
I wouldn't disagree. I mean, he is a pretty good owner.
Go to break. Wrap it. I can't.
The FCC is going to cancel us.
We're done. That's it. I loved it, guys. It was great. Whew.
My
All
God.
right, guys. So I guess we're getting the flashy red light, and Combs needs to go take his blood pressure medicine and calm down, because we are going to get ramped up on the last hour here on the Man Hour. We got Andy Dalton to the Bears.
I've got some stuff to say.
We have Andy Dalton to the Bears. We have the Kansas City Chiefs beefing up their old line, and the top 10 quarterback himself, Jameis Winston, did sign with the New Orleans Saints. All that and much more coming up here on the Man Hour, guys. We'll be right back. Combs, are you all right there, bud?
He looks like you got to poop.
We're just going to keep it right here for you.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
And welcome back to the Man Hour, guys. Michael Buckeyes along with Brandon Combs and Wyatt Williams. If you missed any part of the show whatsoever, head over to manhourradio.com. Check out the podcast form of the show, or you can also download it on iTunes, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. And, of course, you can house us over live on YouTube every Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. East Coast time and Sunday through Thursday, 8 p.m. East Coast time at youtube.com/Man Hour. So let's go ahead and welcome Combs and Wyatt back onto the show, guys. We've had an action-packed show. We've had Liar Liar. We have Would You Rather. But it is time to get back into the NFL free agency talk. I mean, the NFL season is now fully underway. The 2021 season is officially here. The draft is just 6 weeks away as well. So it is time to sign those free agencies and whatnot. And I hinted at this Monday morning here on the Facebook page that Andy Dalton to Chicago, and Combs is like, "You got to be kidding me! Ha ha ha! You're just trying to upset me." Combs about 3 o'clock here on the East Coast on Monday afternoon. Andy Dalton signs with the Bears. What are your thoughts on that initially?
Cam Newton, Jameis Winston, Tom Brady, Phillip Rivers, Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson, among others. Those are all the names that have been available in the last 2 years as starting quarterbacks. And the Bears have gone out and got Nick Foles and Andy frickin' Dalton. Andy
Both
Dalton.
good quarterbacks.
Mitch Trubisky too. Gave him a little extension.
I just they did not extend him. Stop it. They didn't even pick up his 5th-year option. Anyway,
They should have.
They
like
should've.
I don't understand going to get Andy. I just don't get it. I don't get. The only thing that makes sense here is you wanted to pick up a quarterback who already had his career ruined because you didn't want to ruin another one.
Jeez.
Like, that's the only thing that makes sense here. There is nothing that Andy Dalton signing Andy Dalton, that's not going to make Allen Robinson want to sign. That's not going to bring back your star wide receiver. It's just I just don't understand. No Torrey Anderson. I did not forget that we could have drafted Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. And that we were going to have to trade a whole bunch of picks and a whole bunch of players to get the guy we should have drafted in the first place in Deshaun Watson.
I just love this steep digression on this because it was like, Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson's the next quarterback. Deshaun Watson. Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's the next quarterback.
Didn't I tell?
Andy
Wait.
Andy
Hold on.
Dalton's the next quarterback.
Wyatt, what did I say to you on Sunday when Buck was not here? What did I say to you? I said this is what's going to happen. I feel like we're talking about Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson, and next week the Bears are going to screw us all over and say, "Oh, we signed Cam Newton or something."
I will back his words on that 110%. I remember him saying that 100%. He's a true fan. He's a true Bears fan, ladies and gentlemen. He's a true Bears fan. You know what
this organization is about. You know what this organization is going to do. We're not going to get Russell Wilson, and we're not going to get Deshaun Watson. Do you know why? Because those are two quarterbacks who are winning in the freaking NFL, who are winning quarterbacks in the NFL, who are black. And that's why we're not going to have them on our team. Because Virginia McCaskey is an old biddy who will never let a black quarterback lead her team.
She's a racist.
I'm done with it. I'm so done with this front office. It's pathetic. This front office is absolute trash.
Combs, you just said that Russell Wilson is a winning quarterback. Isn't it the same Russell Wilson that you said is great through like 7 weeks of the season, and then he is
He's
below
average?
average?
A winning quarterback in the NFL, is he not? What's his record in the NFL?
Russell Wilson is a winning quarterback.
I'm sure it's like 600 or 700. He has won a lot of games.
Yes.
But did you not say that he is great for 8 weeks and then below average?
I agree. Because I
disagree.
wouldn't have given up a ton of picks and a ton of players for. They were going to trade their entire team for him. I wouldn't have done.
Do you know who shows up week in and week out and gives you the same exact performance, just steady?
Yeah, the
easy
same
peasy?
exact garbage, trash ass performance. Andy Dalton, and you know what? You know how he gives you that same performance? It's because he sucks.
Guys, yeah, hold on. Andy Dalton's here.
Here we go.
Andy Dalton just showed up. This is my trash can.
Andy Dalton is not trash. Like he is.
Oh, stop! Yes, he is.
He is a solid veteran quarterback presence that you need. But Combs, I am going to jump on your corner here.
Is this like a ginger's got to stick together thing? Is that what this is?
Combs is a ginger and Hoffy's a ginger. You're the only one that is a ginger or that is not a ginger on this show, so you should feel privileged. So we feel like we needed to bring diversity onto the show. But yes. Combs, let me jump in your corner here a tad bit here. There has been reports I have read, I have seen, I've heard that the reason why the Seahawks haven't traded Russell yet is because they don't have a plan B in place yet for the quarterback position. Maybe this is what the Bears needed to pull that trigger to get Russell. Now they have two quarterbacks that the Seahawks can choose from. They can choose Andy Dalton. They can choose, Nick Foles, or both. Right? Maybe this is what you guys needed
that would
make
be a smart
that trade.
move. That would be a smart move. That's not what Ryan Pace and Virginia McCaskey are about. They're not about smart moves at the quarterback position. They're just not. And they've shown you year after year after year, they're not about smart moves at the quarterback position. Name me one move they've made at the quarterback position that you've said, yeah, that was a really good move.
Combs, every once in a while you make a bad draft pick. Look at Ryan
once
Leaf.
In a while.
Look at Jamar.
The Bears have made an entire organization out of it.
Yeah. True dat.
And Mitchell Trubisky wasn't a bad quarterback. Like, he led you to the playoffs twice. Like, come on. Like I feel I feel like your expectations are so high. Your expectations are kind of like Indiana basketball. Indiana basketball fans think that, that people should like flock to Indiana to come coach them. Combs, you have to realize the Chicago Bears are a habitual 8-8 team. No matter who is you can have Patrick Mahomes right now on your team. You're still going to go 8-8. You can have Deshaun Watson on your team. You're still going to go 8-8. The Chicago Bears are a habitual 8-8 team. So I am trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they are trying to change that culture and trade two quarterbacks and Khalil Mack for Russ. Maybe that's why they brought Andy Dalton in. Maybe.
How can you say Mitchell Trubisky was a good quarterback? I'm still stuck on that. What do you mean Mitchell Trubisky wasn't a good quarterback?
He led you to the playoffs twice.
He threw 37 interceptions in 4 seasons.
He did not lead them. That defense led them.
It doesn't matter. You guys are here saying every time a team wins, the quarterback wins. All right, the Chicago Bears won and made it to the playoffs, so therefore Mitchell Trubisky led them to the playoffs.
That defense.
It doesn't matter.
To the playoffs.
The defense had more interceptions than they allowed passing touchdowns that year. That's insane.
Okay, it happens. The 2000 Ravens were a great
It
defense.
does not happen.
Trent Dilfer led them to the playoffs. Still,
that does not just happen.
Trent Dilfer did not lead them to the playoffs. Stop it.
And I do agree with you. You have to be a halfway decent quarterback. But to lead a team, to be a part of a team that goes to the playoffs.
So you are defending my point here. Mitchell Trubisky is a halfway decent quarterback. He's a decent quarterback. Come on.
A decent quarterback at best.
So
he throws a lot of interceptions.
You know who else throws a lot of interceptions? Jameis Winston. 30 interceptions.
Winston is a terrible quarterback.
The last time he was a starter, but he has signed a 1-year, I believe, $12 million deal with the New Orleans Saints. Wyatt, I know Combs' thoughts on this, but what is your initial thoughts on this signing for New Orleans?
I am smiling ear to ear, and let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Let me scroll down this list here and tell you the road opponents for the Green Bay Packers: Bears, Lions, Vikings, of course, Cardinals, Ravens, Bengals, 49ers, and who else other than the New Orleans Saints? So we've got to go down to New Orleans next year. So
and Jameis Winston's going to wax that ass.
New Orleans is a great team, but here's the deal. I am smiling ear to ear knowing that we've got a guaranteed win in that week, that when we head down to New Orleans to play Jamie Suxton, who is going to throw 5 picks against the Green Bay Packers, and that's how great it's going to be.
He's going to burn Kevin King 7 times.
He might do that. Seriously, he might. Just don't put that into the universe. I hope he never wears green and gold again. Stop it.
So
Kevin King is my Ryan Pace. Jesus Christ.
So Combs, I know your opinion on Jameson. He's the top 10 quarterback in the league, and like you said last year, the reason why Sean Payton and the New Orleans Saints did not start Jameis, I should say, was because of the fact that he would have been better than Drew Brees. Do you think are you still riding that train?
I am. Look, I love Jameis Winston. I think that Jameis Winston on this team, I think he makes them better. I think that after, looking at the contract that they gave, at first I was all, why did they give Taysom Hill $140 million? And then you see that pretty much all the money is voidable and all that other stuff.
All
he did get a big
money.
signing bonus.
Right.
Yeah. So, but then the signing of Jameis Winston, to me, I believe that they are going to contend for the NFC South and that they are going to contend with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for that division. I really believe that Jameis Winston in this division with this team, with the weapons that they have, is going to go out and ball out. And I'm telling you right now, when we do our man-hour fantasy football draft, I will be more than happy to take my starting quarterback in the 3rd or 4th round as Jameis Winston.
So with that being said, I'm going to piggyback on what I said with the Chicago Bears. Russell Wilson and the Saints have kind of been linked together as well. I mean, Russ hasn't openly said that he wants to go to the Saints. It is not on his forward list of destinations. But I think Russ and New Orleans would make a really, really good match made in heaven. It is it is basically like sliding a piece in from Drew Brees and I can rush same exact playing style, same exact size, throwing motion, etc. Put him in there, and I think the only reason why Saints signed Winston to this deal was for trade bait for the Seattle Seahawks.
I don't think so. I think in a lot of rumors out there, and I saw it over here in the chat as well, a lot of rumors is that Seattle really wants Sam Darnold. And so I think that Seattle's really going to be looking to the Jets for a trade for Russell Wilson. I don't think that he is I don't think that he is going to I think he's going to be the starter in New Orleans for a very long time, especially after what they see he brings to the team this year. And I'm telling you right now, a lot of you guys want to talk about the interceptions and he's this and he's that. Jameis Winston is a top 10 quarterback in this league. I said it before the beginning of last season, and I'm going to say it again. He was the best quarterback on the Saints last year, and he sat the bench the entire season. Jameis Winston is taking the New Orleans Saints to the playoffs and possibly even the Super Bowl.
Wyatt, any thoughts on that? Those are some bold predictions there.
Combs, how much you want to bet?
Your hair.
Yeah.
That the Saints win the Super Bowl next year with Jameis Winston at the helm.
How about this? The Saints win the division and at least go to the NFC title game.
No.
Oh, you want to go all the way?
All
right, fine.
If I'm going hair, I want Super Bowl and I want $1,000 on the line from you.
$1,000.
Wow. Your hair is worth $1,000? Get out of
My
here.
hair
It
is
grows
worth
back.
my hair's worth $10,000.
All right, here.
I paid $40 for my haircut today.
Saints win the Super Bowl with Jameis Winston and 1,000 cents on the line. Gotcha.
That's $10. I'm not stupid.
You aren't very smart sometimes, though, either, because you paid $40 for a haircut. What are you thinking, man?
Hey, I trust
I pay $30 every
person.
2 weeks for my haircut.
You guys are dumb. Just go bald. You won't have that issue.
No. My hair is very important.
So before we get into our last topic here, I want to jump over into the chat here. Tori Anderson comes out and says Kevin King is going to be signing with the Chicago Bears. Wouldn't that be so? Like, let's say this is true because I believe Kevin King is a free agent, right?
Thank God.
Yes.
So what if Kevin King intercepted Aaron Rodgers like 5 or 6 times?
Kevin King and Kyle Fuller, man. Let's do this.
Yeah. Combs, would
Bears
you
go
open?
2-0. Bears go 2-0. The Red Rocket whoops your butt twice, and Kevin King leads the team in interceptions and at least 2 pick sixes. Let's do this.
Hey, Combs, wake up. Hey, somebody shake him, wake him up. Combs, you're dreaming. What are you talking about, man? The Red Rider ain't beating us twice. I hope you get Kevin King. I pray you get Kevin King, and you will understand my pain.
No, we won't, because we won't be in the NFC title game.
Combs, you gotta have faith in your boys, man. Come on, you guys have a pretty good core. I mean, you got some good wide receivers.
Defensive core, yeah, great. We don't have good wide. We have one good wide receiver right now, and he's going into his second year in the league. That's the only wide receiver we have right now because Allen Robinson isn't signing his franchise tag, and he's certainly not coming back to play with Andy Dalton.
Jameis Winston says that Jameis Jackson
here.
said that Winston had LASIK eye surgery. So, therefore, he's supposed to be better because he can see down the field better, I guess.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Instead of throwing 30 picks, he'll throw 25. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they make contacts as well, so you can see. Or I wear glasses, so I mean, I'm not for sure what the big deal is that. But then also he said that he wants Deshaun Watson to go to the San Francisco 49ers. Would that even be a good fit for the Deshaun guys?
Yes. Deshaun fit on any team in the league. I mean, let's just face it. He's a hybrid quarterback. He can be a running quarterback. He can be a pocket quarterback. He could be whatever your system calls for. He will fit into any system in the league. Deshaun Watson to the 49ers makes the 49ers a legit contender in the NFC. And, I mean, the NFC is not very deep. So, and the 49ers don't need much. Deshaun Watson to the 49ers would be a very good fit for Jameson and his 49ers for sure.
Yeah, if you legitimately look at about, I can probably name 5 teams in the NFC that I would like mark down as like Super Bowl contenders: Green Bay, Bucks, and then I would say Arizona Cardinals, Dallas Cowboys, and then probably the 49ers with Deshaun there. So
yeah.
And then Brian Purtle comes out and says Wentz will get the Colts to the AFC Championship game, but Jameis won't finish the season.
Absolutely,
Incorrect.
that is
You are a
that
Colts
is
guy.
the most accurate. I am not a Colts guy. I am a Packers. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. I don't mind the Colts. I'm a hometown guy too. So no, I agree 100%. And I think Wentz is a top 10 quarterback. I'm a Wentz guy.
You agree? Agree 100%, and you agree that Wentz is a top 10 quarterback. On this right here, Wentz will get to the AFC Championship, but Jameis won't finish the season. Putting your hair on it?
Well, no, I'm not putting my hair
Then
on
you don't
that.
100% agree with it. Then you don't 100% agree with it.
I never said. I
think
never
that there's
said.
a chance
I
you will
100%
lose.
agree.
Yes, you
I said
did.
there is-
Rewind the tape 5 seconds because yes, you did.
Sorry, I 90% agree. How about that? I don't agree with the part that Jameis won't finish the season. Jameis will finish the season, but it won't be pretty.
So right here on Big X Sports Radio, guys, let's make this bet. Combs, you think Winston is going to lead the Saints to the Super Bowl, and Wyatt, you think Wentz is going to lead the Colts to the AFC Championship game. Guys, let's do a hair challenge right now on this. So like if one of you gets both of them right, the other person has to shave their head, and if it's a split, nothing happens.
I can't.
So why
the hair is too valuable.
You are a man of all these words and all these opinions and all these stats.
He doesn't stand by
facts,
any of them.
But yeah, you don't stand by any of them. Shave your head,
It's not
man.
that I don't. It's not that I don't stand by them. I'm just my hair.
And the
is
funny thing
my
is,
hair.
I think that Wentz getting the Colts to an AFC Championship is almost a given. I think that the Colts are that good, and I think Wentz is a capable enough quarterback to lead them to an AFC title game. But you don't even like. I thought that was a good deal.
Come on, Wyatt. It's basically double or nothing. Like the Saints have to make it to the Super Bowl, so that means they got to beat your Packers, beat your Bucks, the Cardinals.
How about this? How about Buck will record it? If Jameis Winston wins the NFC South and at least gets to an NFC title game, I'm coming down to Southern Indiana. You're going to wear that face mask. I'm going to pull it back as far as I can and just let it go and hit you right in the face. And Buck's going to record it. How about that for a bet?
No. That would hurt. This thing's heavy, dude. You break my nose.
Wow.
Oh my God.
It's worth it. It's worth it for me.
Why?
That would
course
relieve
it
a lot
is.
of stress.
Okay, why? You have 3 choices here: shaved head, face mask smacked, or you have to wax both of your legs from the mid thigh down.
No way.
Wax.
No
Which
way.
one? Pick
No
one.
way. No.
Pick one.
No.
You know what? We're going Wheel of Death.
We'll go with that.
We're implementing the Wheel of Death on
No,
this show.
because you're going to rig the Wheel of Death in some way to
no,
make me shave my head.
There will be no rigging
I
of
am
the
not
Wheel of Death.
stupid. Yes,
But
there
are
will
gonna
be rigging
wedges,
of the Wheel of Death.
And I promise that shaving your head will not be on the Wheel of Death.
You got to let me
Okay?
see this Wheel of Death before I agree to
No,
anything.
look, here's how it's going to work. Have you
I
ever
plead
seen
the
that
fifth.
show,
I need to speak
Impractical
to my lawyer
Jokers?
first.
Have you ever seen Impractical Jokers?
It's a great
you know
show.
You know how they have that rule where if you ever say no to a punishment, you can no longer be on the show?
Or you can
That's
eat
what
the
we're going to do.
crickets.
That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. You're either going to say no to the challenge or you're not going to be on the show anymore.
So why? Let me ask you this question, because Mrs. Smith says moneymaker luscious locks. Let me ask you this question: how much money has your hair actually made you since it's the quote money maker?
I don't even know from
The answer is that 0, because you don't make money off your luscious locks. Why? Let's just be honest, man.
You're going to mute me again. I'm not stupid.
No, once a show. That is all you get.
Yeah, the other day you all were like mute, unmute, mute, unmute. once a show until I get buzzed 30 times.
So Tori Anderson, let's go ahead and get back into free agency talk. Tori Anderson does come out and says Jonathan Taylor will be the reason why the Colts go that far, not Wentz. What are you guys' thoughts on that, Combs.
Disagree. It'll be look. It's going to be a team effort. It's not just going to be because of Carson Wentz. They've got the best offensive line in football. They've got a very solid defense. They've got weapons at wide receiver. They've got a very good running back in Nyheim Hines. They were the perfect fit for Carson Wentz. Mm-hmm. Let's just be honest. If Carson Wentz is going to be successful, the Colts is where he was going to
Frank
be successful.
Reich. Carson Wentz is only successable with Frank Reich. That's a fact. You know, Carson Wentz hasn't done anything.
With Frank Reich, hasn't he?
No, Doug Peterson.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, but
he didn't do anything under Doug Peterson.
I just think that Carson Wentz went to the perfect scenario. It was the perfect storm,
Absolutely.
But it's going to be a full
team
team effort. It's not going to be Carson Wentz. It's not going to be, one player in particular. It's going to be the entire team because they are just that. They're solid. There's no weak spot about them. And if Andy Dalton. If Carson Wentz is 1/10 of what he was in 2017, that's all the Colts need.
I don't know. I think Phillip Rivers is 1/10 of what Carson Wentz was in 2017.
Phillip Rivers hasn't been 1/10 of Phillip Rivers in the last 5 years. He just hasn't. He's looked lost when he's been in the huddle. He's looked lost every time the guy just he fell off a cliff. Let's just be honest. Phillip Rivers was not the same guy the last 5 years.
I agree with you 100%. He wasn't the same guy, but God, I don't know. I think Phillip was okay this year. I don't think he was terrible. I don't think he was great. I think he was a nice average middle road.
He got him to a playoffs. Hurt my shoulder.
Yeah.
Like seriously, his throwing shoulder, like his throwing motion hurt my shoulder just watching him throw the ball. So Wyatt, let me ask you this question: if you if Jonathan Taylor doesn't lead the 10,
Phillip Rivers just had another kid.
Well, he did lose to Tom Brady. So what is the weakest point of the Colts right now moving forward, Wyatt?
Oh man, that's a really good question. I'm not even going to look at the offensive side of the ball because offensive line, it's the best offense it's the best offensive line in the league. You've got a good wide receiver core. You've got a great running back core. You've got literally, possibly the best running back core in the league in Jonathan Taylor and Nyheim Hines. That's an incredible. And if Marlon Mack decides to stay, I'm not sure if he left or not. He might have already left. But nonetheless, you still got those two that are absolute beasts. Then you got Wentz at quarterback. And then tight end situation is good as well with Mo Alley Cox. He's a good tight end. So when we look at the defensive side is where I'm going to focus here. I think really the biggest issue that they might foresee to have, if there is one, if I had to choose one, possibly a cornerback. I think that's the best case scenario for them is to pick up a cornerback in this offseason, which would fill all those needs.
Combs, let's talk Colts here still. Where do you think their weakest spots at?
I don't know. I don't think that they have a weak spot. If I had to, I guess I would say at quarterback. But that's not even really a weak spot for them right now. I think depth maybe might be the weakest thing. Their quarterback depth. But they are a very solid team, and I know Tori Anderson says Hines is going to back up Jonathan Taylor here. I don't know about that. I think. I think Nyheim Hines will outproduce Jonathan Taylor in this.
He backed him up last year in Taylor's rookie season.
Yeah, but I think Hines is just going to put up more. They're going to end up having to play Hines more and more because you can't put a guy like that and you can't have him getting less touches than a Jonathan Taylor. He's too much of a spark plug in that offense.
Yeah, and I do see people saying that the Colts don't have a left tackle. I thought they have two deep on across the line. Why? Correct me if I'm wrong on that, right?
No, they are. Anthony Costanza did retire, but they're going to fill that void, I promise you. And even if they don't, I forgot who their backup left tackle's name is. He's not a bad backup left tackle, and nonetheless, if he does suck, let's say he does suck. They've got 4 other good down linemen. Kansas City got there last year with 1 good lineman, so I'm sure they can make it to the AFC Championship with 4 A-plus linemen. The best lineman in the league, and Quentin Nelson on the left side as well, right next to him. So Quentin Nelson would make up for whatever hole that would be filled there that AC has been gone for.
Yeah, and I think the weakest spot on the Colts team moving forward is their wide receiver core. T.Y. Hilton is a free agent. He probably isn't going to return to the team. Yes, they have Zach Pascal, Michael
He's free
Penn
agent
Jr.
as well.
Zach Pascal is?
Yes.
Okay, well, they still have Michael Pittman Jr., which was great last year, and I think they are going to go after Antonio Brown in the free agency here. Like I think
they end up with Galladay.
I mean, that would be a great pickup too, because like me and Combs sat here and talked, and both of the Lions receivers would be great fits in Colts, and they had the cap room to pay them both. So, all right, guys. So, any last thoughts on the Colts before we head to our last break of the night?
No.
I do agree with everybody. I forgot about AC, but I'm sure they'll fill that void. And like I said, even if they don't, you've got Ryan Kelly, you've got Brandon on the far right side. I can't remember his last name. You've got Quentin Nelson, the best offensive lineman there, and they're stacked across the offensive line. They'll make it work.
Yeah, and there are still some free agents out there on the offensive line that were cut by the Kansas City Chiefs. And Marvin Jones was signed by the Jaguars. I did see that running across the old ticker here before the show started as well. So, guys, we are going to take a quick little break. On the other side of the break, we're going to open up to Shop Talk. So if you guys want to discuss anything in the comments, let us know. We will talk about it. Obviously, keep stuff clean and whatnot there. Tori Anderson, we're talking to you, my man. But, guys, we'll be right back here on the Man Hour. Welcome back to the Man Hour, guys. Michael Buckeyes along with Brandon Combs, and Wyatt Williams. I like to mix those two, apparently. If you guys have missed any part of the show whatsoever, you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio as well. You can also head over to manhourradio.com, click on the podcast, and listen to the new, the most updated show on the air there. You can also check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/Man Hour every Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. East Coast time. We're live on YouTube, right, as we're on Big X Sports Radio as well. So if you'd like to see us and interact with us on there, you can do that, of course. And we're also Sunday through Thursday, 8 p.m. East Coast time at youtube.com/Man Hour. So let's go ahead and welcome the boys back onto the show. Combs' blood pressure has finally calmed back down. It is a time to open up to Shop Talk. So anytime you guys want to talk about, let us know. We will bring it up and discuss it. And with that being said, the first thing that I saw come across the screen here in the chat was LeBron James purchasing a part of the Boston Red Sox here. So Combs, you are a baseball guy, and basically you don't like LeBron James. Let's just be flat out honest. Like, you don't like LeBron James. What are your thoughts about him purchasing? I believe it's 2% of the Boston Red Sox and the Liverpool Football Club. It's an intertwined mix there.
I never said I don't like LeBron James. I like LeBron James as a person. I don't like LeBron James on the court. Let me put it that way. But him, it is what it is. I mean, it's not like Magic Johnson owning the Dodgers or anything like that. I think it's a very minor stake that he purchased. He purchased part of the Fenway.
2%.
Yeah. So it's not the same as, like I said, Magic Johnson owning the Dodgers or anything like that. So it is what it is. I mean, he purchased part of it. Hopefully, whatever part he purchased, I think for him it's just to make money. But it's not like he's going to be calling shots or saying, "Hey, let's bring this free agent here. Let's bring that free agent there."
What if he did? What if he wanted to build a super team in Boston and threw all of his money that he made in the NBA at it?
Well, Boston's done that in the past, though. I mean, Boston's done that without LeBron James. They try to compete they're in the division with the Yankees. They try to compete with the Yankees and what the Yankees are doing. The Yankees always try to, buy their way to a World Series. Doesn't always work out that way. Yeah, they haven't been one since 2009. So, but they do. They always have one of the highest paid payrolls, and the Red Sox are usually right up there with them. Over the last I think the Red Sox right now are in rebuild mode, but it's not a bad thing. And so what if he did? So what if LeBron James is like, hey, look, I own part of this team. Let me talk to whoever I'm friends with in Major League Baseball, whether it be a guy like a Mookie Betts or something like that. Obviously Betts just signed a long-term deal with the Dodgers, but somebody of that nature. I'm just thinking of high named free agents, but so what if he does? I mean, it's just not I just think that the move is weird. I just think that the move is weird because LeBron James has voiced that he is a Yankees fan. That's what's so weird to me. This would be like a Packers fan buying some of the Bears stake. That was I don't have a problem with it. I don't think it's a big move. Like I agree with Combs with what he said, but it's just weird to me in a way because you wouldn't think that a Yankees fan would buy it, but then again, he always says that with teams like even the NFL, like he's said to be a this or that fan, but then you see him wearing other teams gear. He says he's a big Yankee fan. I remember in that 2016 World Series when the Indians came all the way back to tie the Cubs up in Game 7. It was a big shot of LeBron James flexing in the clubhouse, cheering for the Cleveland Indians.
Yeah,
let's just be real.
It's funny you mentioned that because that year he even cheered for the Indians over the Red Sox.
Yeah. And he's a lot like Drew in our chat line. He's got 7 teams that he roots for. And so, not a big deal. I don't think it's a big deal that he has this stake in the Red Sox. I know there's Red Sox fans out there who don't like it because if anybody hates LeBron James, it's Boston and their fan base. So
nobody got screwed over more in the world other than Boston fans when it comes to LeBron. He literally owned the East, legitimately owned the entire East for the entire time he was there. It didn't matter his first trip to Cleveland, while he was in Miami. It didn't matter while he was in Cleveland the second time.
Wasn't it right before the decision? Didn't he send out a tweet, something about Boston as well? So everybody, I think right before the decision, it was a widespread that, he's going to the Celtics. He's going to end up with the Celtics. And then he goes to South Beach.
That was whenever, at that time, Kevin Garnett was there, Paul Pierce was there, Rajon Rondo was there. That was the team. That was the team out of the East. That was the team that went up against Kobe's Lakers, and
they were
Kobe,
the original Big
defeated.
Three.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So that everybody expected him to go to Boston. Really was one of the main favorites in that one, and then he ends up going to South Beach to play in Miami. Like you said, I'm going to I'm taking my talents to South Beach. But like I said, it's just, I don't know. It's a weird situation. But then again, I think LeBron is just an avid sports fan. At the end of the day, he's an athlete. He is, a basketball player. But at the end of the day, I think he's just like us. If we all had as much money as LeBron, I'm sure we'd all buy stakes in a bunch of, teams, in a bunch of pro sports teams.
Yeah.
See,
and I'm sure,
I think it's just a sports fan coming out of him.
Yeah, and I'm sure he would, buy some stake in Yankees if they were up for sale. But
exactly.
It's just, the Red Sox are one of the highest revenued teams out there. I mean, they're one of those teams that are up close to the $2 to $3 billion mark every year in revenue.
Right.
So it's not a bad idea to go ahead and buy some stake in some shares in
well,
a
and
company
buy it
that's
now
making
while they're
$3 billion
low. The Red
a
Sox aren't what they normally are here that we've seen in the 2000s. So buy stake now.
And what's 2% of $3 billion?
Huh?
He paid $450 million for his 2% stake.
Yeah, so I mean,
That's
he's going to
crazy.
make more than that per year.
I just love it that we as sports fans buy sports gear. I buy this hat, I buy this jersey. LeBron James and those rich sports fans, they buy stakes in teams. They buy teams. We buy gear. They buy teams.
What's funny, Wyatt, is that before we got on the show, your Nana actually messaged me to see how I was feeling and check up on me. But then she had asked about, there was somebody who had signed, and she says it's ridiculous that athletes get paid this much money. And so her and I actually got in the conversation because I'm on the side of athletes don't get paid enough.
Yeah.
I think that they're underpaid. So we actually got into that conversation, and I said, well, when you think of it, I said it's actually the owners and the fans' fault. The reason why that salaries are so high, the owners raise the prices, but the fans pay the prices. So
absolutely,
there's, I think athletes when they're buying stakes in teams and that type of stuff. We just saw Patty Mahomes. He bought stake in the Royals, right?
Yeah.
But he bought a large part of the Royals, all right?
He bought a huge part of the Royals. He bought a part of their semi-pro hockey team there as well.
Yeah.
He invested in Kansas City.
Yeah,
and the soccer team.
So
it's
just one of those things where
Sporting KC. Sorry,
you're looking at a guy like that who's got the money to do it, and where it's just a small part. To me, it's just a money maker for him. It's not like, again, it's not Patty Mahomes buying the Royals, and it's not what's his face, Magic Johnson with the Dodgers. It's not the same thing.
It's like I just feel like it is LeBron James trying to spread his brand from coast to coast. Like at the end of the day, true. It is all a money making move for him. I mean, like I'm not disowning the game.
Are we going to see LeBron James in a Boston suite wearing a Red Sox hat this year?
I bet you no.
I think this, it's funny. A lot of people are going to brush this off, but I think this might lead to something here. Maybe LeBron leaves Los Angeles and heads back to the East to play in Boston. I mean, think about it. He's already went and built his legacy in LA.
He's retiring a Laker.
Yeah, he is.
There's no way he's not. He's retiring a Laker. He's too tied into LA now and too tied into the Kobe Bryant thing and all that other stuff.
And I totally agree with you. I'm just saying it just arises the question. It just kind of tosses that out there in the air, and like I said, it is also because
KCK.
He is just do what?
KCK, Kansas City, Kansas.
Oh yeah, no, and it
Not
just
Kansas
kind of
City,
arises
Missouri?
the question. Kansas City, Missouri.
So, fun fact: the Royals and the Chiefs are in Kansas City, Missouri, but Sporting KC is in Kansas City, Kansas. So, why a interesting kind of words came out of your mouth here, just in the last 5-6 minutes or so. You said that you purchased all that stuff off of your jersey and your hat and your helmet. Be honest with us. Who actually did buy that?
For to be perfectly honest,
we don't care why, because that's how we're going to end the show tonight, boys. Thanks for tuning in to the Man Hour. Combs, send us out.
Man Hour Nation, rise up.
Have a good night, guys. Come on. There we go.